Hey, how's it going? So, just picked up an order from Meyer and got to go deliver that now. But today, I just I'm wondering like what stock apps do you all use? You know, do you have Fidelity? Do you have a Swap account? Do you use Robinhood? I think a lot of them are starting to have both stock and crypto in them. Which one are you using? There's a lot of them. E-Trade, Moomoo. I mean, there's not a shortage of these things. Coinbase for certain things. So I think my point is I want everyone to really consider, adding something new to the table. Because we can't keep doing the same thing, right? We got to shake it up and add something new. You're probably already using these, but you really probably haven't had a strategy behind it. A good strategy to have behind it is dollar cost average, where you average your contribution is on a consistent basis at an average, which means every payday you might be putting in 25, 100, whatever your budget is, that comes out automatically and goes right into your stock account. You already like planned. Either you can just let the money land into the account and then you make your purchases, or you can make the purchases automatically all in one swipe. I like to do it that way because I already know, like I don't have a long list of different stocks that I get. None of this is financial advice. This is just me talking about what I do and wanting to see what you might do so that we can sharpen our swords, compare notes and get better, improve our strategies. It's an open-ended conversation, so I want to know. I really do want to know, what do you all use? I know I'm not the only one thinking about my future. I know y'all are. So hopefully I'm going to click this in here and it's going to keep recording. Okay, hopefully that was up if it does that. So like I mentioned in another video, my stock list is short. It used to be very long. I used to try to hit it big with these little market cap stocks and stuff like that. I've taken the gamble out of that. I stick with the Magnificent Seven. I stick with the S&P 500, ETFs, and I just play the long game, dollar cost average at what I'm comfortable with, and that was like so what I did was I just made a base. It wasn't the only thing I was putting in there, but my base was $25 per couple of weeks. So that way, if I don't do nothing else, at least I got my minimum, which was needed to be amped up. I'll be honest with you, that's really low. So that needed to be amped up. Since then, I stopped because I was doing it more frequently. My new strategy, I've already mentioned, is an average of $5 or $10 per day. It's not too different, but it's more, and it's going to be over a long period of time. If I can, obviously, as things grow, as income grow, you can grow how much you're putting in, but for concept purposes, I don't want to make numbers sound too big for the average person to want to start with. And I'm also putting a lot towards debt, paying off debt. So yeah, we in the ballpark of small time investing, putting some extra money to the side. And I want to know, what are you using? Name the apps that you're using in the comment if you want to. If you want to participate and share some info that could help us, you might say something that I might have not heard of, and then I'll just go and research something and see if I like it better than what I'm using. My favorite one, honestly, is M1, and that's because, like I told you, I already know the stocks I want, so you can set up your pie, and then when you put your dollar cost average money in there, when it pulls it from your bank account, it automatically divvies it up within your pie. So every little piece gets every little slice of your pie gets a slice of that inflow of the money. It's a great concept. So I don't have to. It saves me from clicking buttons like trying to wait till the market open at 9. Is it 9 or 9:30? One of those, and then it closes. It opens at 9 and it closes at 4:30. I don't have to wait for that. I just let the money. It's just automatic. I got a whole autonomous system set up, which is what I like. That's M1. Coinbase, I just got a love-hate relationship with Coinbase because banks fight with that, right? So if they are holding on to your money, not sending it to Coinbase to make your purchase, Coinbase is gonna hold and lock everything out until they get their money. I don't like that. I understand why they're doing it, but make it easy for people to fix it. We can't get a hold of nobody during customer support, so that's kind of an issue. But I'm just giving you the honest truth on everything. I don't sugarcoat ish to make it taste good, right? I'm just giving you the good and the bad. Every single thing has a good side and a bad side. There's no perfect system out there, so we just need to know all the information we need to make the best choice for ourselves. So I just like the approach of sticking with the top stocks, which is like the Magnificent Seven is the strongest stocks in the world, really. And then you have like the S&P 500 is the top 500 companies, and if a company falls out of that 500, it gets replaced with the up and coming company that takes its place. So I mean, the work is already done for you. Research is already done. So that's just what I would say. And again, not financial advice, but if you want to stick your toe in and not take that much risk, then that's where you are. You're at the top companies. Things can change, but they got, it's like a cruise ship. That cruise ship analogy, they're so large, they're almost too large to fail. You know, like if something happened to Apple, something wrong. You know, something happened to Google, something wrong. Yeah, so there you go. I am going to leave this at that, and hope y'all having a good day. Please subscribe if you like the topics that we're talking about. I'm always trying to help the people. I'm trying to help myself and help you. This is really something that I just want us to create a synergy of improving where we want to improve. You know, that's it. That's all. Take care. All right, let's recap. So we talked about different apps we could use, right, that allow you to start buying stocks at a fraction, a fractional piece of these stocks. And we talked about like what you might already be using, what you can also look into, not financial advice. We also talked about strategy, dollar cost averaging, how to make it automatic and automate the whole process in investing per paycheck or per week, so that way you can get a nice dollar cost average into these stocks, whether they're high or low. It don't matter. Price don't matter in this scenario because we're just using time. We taking action and we plugging in the time. All it takes is time now. All right. So definitely want to let me rewind. Do you think that you will implement any of these strategies for one, or research them for yourself and then see if you want to adjust anything for your day-to-day? This is outside of what you're doing for work, your 401k. Every time I talk about this with family and friends, oh, I got a 401k. Do you know, as soon as then my questions just blow their mind, like, do you know what's going on in your 401k? Don't tell me, but how much is in there? Is it going up? Is it going down? What's the name of the stocks that you have in there? Oh, you don't have a clue? You just got the 401k manager dealing with that? That is fine. I'm not saying change any of that. Leave that there. But what if that fails you? I'll tell you a quick story here. I worked at Ford many years ago. And this is why this put me on game. This put me in the whole frame of mind to where it took me from that period to 2008 before I got into stocks. But it was in my mind. The seed was planted. I was 24, 22, probably 22 years old. And I was working for Ford. And then one of these, I say old heads, and this just out of love. I was 22 at that point. So one of the old heads, I'm an old head now. When you have gray hair, that's an old head. That's why I'm just having fun with the word. But one of the tenured people that I worked with, super cool person. He just always wanted to pour information into the youngsters. And I was a youngster at that point, you know. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do now. He says that, see, 2001, Michigan had a recession before the rest of the world caught up, the rest of the country caught up with that in 2008. So our recession started in 2001. His portfolio, he said, went from 400K, because he was working for 30-something years, 40-something years. It went from 400K to, it was below 100K. And he was right at the time of retirement, but he said now he can't retire. He can't retire because his portfolio is it's actually a quarter of what it used to be. So how can he retire on that? He had to sell his vacation houses. And I mean, okay, he worked at Ford. This was a Ford Motor Company. Those people made money back then. They all had vacation homes, like cabins up north. So just to let you know, he wasn't rich, but he's making great money, working all the overtime. But then guess what? Set it and forget it didn't work for him because his portfolio went down to a quarter. That was an awakening for me to not put all my eggs in one basket. So if you put all your eggs in one basket, oh, I got this. This is already set up. I don't have to think about it. When it's time to go ahead and say, hey, I'm about to retire, and you look up and that thing isn't worth what it used to be worth, you got an issue now. Now you gotta work. You can't retire. That's a sad story. So that's driving my passion. That's the fire behind my passion, right? I want to just say, hey, keep doing that. Do more. Do a little more. Have 3 different baskets putting eggs in. You know, oh, that one failed. I got these 2 over here. That's the whole purpose of this whole channel. To make sure that we can retire on time and maybe even early. So that's the recap of this video. I'm sure there was another point I wanted to make, but I went off tangent to share that story because I thought that was important. That helps you. That tells you everything you need to know of why I am doing this. And I will let you all go. Thank you. Have a great day.